How you guys doing tonight? I hope everyone is having a great day today. Can you guys hear me? Uh-huh. K. Steffens, uh-huh. Yeah, you said Yosef need to post something crazy, and here I go. I heard you. I heard you. Yes. Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome back to the Patreon. Yes. Peace and blessings. I'm glad you all are here tonight. Peace and blessings to everyone else that's going to come in. That's going to be coming in. Um, just to let you guys know, to start the video out, my YouTube channel has been striked again. Yes. So I was just going to upload a video on YouTube, right? And I was going to upload a video today on YouTube. And when I tried to upload it, our Reddington, listen, let me say this first about YouTube. Then I'm going to say something about WhatsApp. So when I tried to upload um the videos on YouTube, they told me I got another strike. They give me strikes, y'all, on videos from the past. So they give me strikes on my live streams when I was talking about um teas and all these herbal study things you could take for your body to heal your body. They saying I'm doing medical misinformation. So if you guys notice, I'm uploading from my TP website. But tomorrow I will have a new YouTube page as a backup page in case um in case they shut me down. I worked hard for that channel, y'all. But in case they shut me down, I will have another YouTube page. All right. So yes. Now, that will. Okay, peace, fam. I made a move to Atlanta. Okay, shout out to you, family. That's what's up. That's what's up. I want to say this to my people on WhatsApp. For all my foreign people who live across seas, y'all gonna have to start emailing me because I just got another phone. I'm sorry, but I switch phones a lot. I got two phones naturally, right? But my main phone that I do a lot of my business on, I just got a new one, family. I had to go back to Android. I hate Apple. I had to get rid of Apple, right? And I just turned back on my WhatsApp. So if you hit me up on WhatsApp, family, I don't see anything on WhatsApp right now. So what you're gonna need to do is email me, and we can set something up through WhatsApp. So all my people who watch this video who are across seas and you're on what you contact me through WhatsApp, please, yes, Barry, you're talking about Allah. Yes. I ain't forget about you, brother. I ain't forget about you. What I was gonna say now. So yes, all my people who are across seas, please email me so we can reset up what we need to set up on WhatsApp. All right, and I can get y'all going the way y'all need, so we can do these consultations. All right. So yes, thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for everything. But look, I promised you guys. Even the brother got out here talking about Allah and the female version of Allah. I know you want to know that. We'll get into that, right? Eventually, because that's a whole video by itself, right? But I promised y'all a couple weeks ago that I would do a video on the herbs, right? So what I decided to do, family, is give you guys some of the herbs, the spells. I told you guys I'll give you guys some spells, right? So what I decided to do was give you guys some spells that I think is very easy to do and very powerful at the same time. Okay, 95% of these spells I've done on my own. All right. So I want to share some of these spells with you. Okay. And then we'll do some questions and answers afterwards. Okay. Y'all just give me a second here. 1 second, family. All right. Okay, so let's get into this, family. Let's get into this. So let's talk about spell work. Before you guys get into spells, yes, you're very welcome, family. You're very welcome. I want to really teach you guys how to make your spells work. Okay? I want to really teach you guys how to get your spells to work correctly. Okay? Um because a lot of people do spell work and you know, the spells don't always come out the way they want. Okay? The spells don't always come out the way they want. All right? So you guys hold on 1 second. Let me make sure my camera's good here. Boom. Okay. So a lot of you guys do spell work, and it's a main component of spell work that you guys are missing before you do your spell work. Okay. And I know because I talk to people, well, how'd you do the spell? Well, I did this and I mixed that and I, you know, so before you do every piece of spell work, family, you need to charge all of your pieces that you're going to use your spell work, your spell for. All right. I want to be very clear on that. Right. I want you guys to charge everything. So if you're going to be working with a cauldron, you need to charge that. You need to hold it in your hand and you need to charge it. You're going to be working with herbs, you need to charge those herbs with your energy before you use them. Okay. If you're going to be working with the tools, right? You're going to be working with you know, the thing they use to crush up the herbs, whatever you're going to be working with, right? You're going to be working with holy moon oil. You're going to need to charge that stuff, family. And energy goes where intention flows. So what you're going to do is hold each item. You can do two things. You can say the Anabacoic or listen to the Anabacoic and imagine white light coming from your heart through your arms into the piece that you're holding. Imagine it glowing with white light. You're energizing it with white light or blue light, which is life force. Okay. So you're using your own spiritual energy or your own life force to, believe it or not, some people have trouble visualizing certain things. So that's why I give you the option of blue or white. So you're going to energize this with white energy or blue energy, all the pieces to your spell, the herbs, the candle, the you know, the bag you're going to use. You're going to do that for each item before you start any spell. Okay? That is very important, family. And I'm going to give you guys a few spells in a second here. But I want to make that point because before I do any spell, I always charge my items. That's why the spells work. So if you want the spells to work for you, charge it. I don't care if you're running bath water, put your hand in that water and charge it with light before you get in that bathtub or before you put anything else in that bathtub. Charge it with your energy. That's for every spell, family. So I want to put that out there. I want to make that very clear so you guys understand when it comes down to the spell work. Okay? Please remember that. And I want you guys to get some paper and pen out so you can write this down. Right? I want you guys to get some paper and pen out so you can write down these spells we're going to talk about. Okay? And shout out to everybody that's going to be coming here later watching the video. I know some people are just getting off of work. They're busy. So I know everybody can't always make it in here. So family, check it out. I just told you guys to charge the spells, all right? So the first spell I'm going to give you guys is a healing spell. Get your paper and your pen out. This is a good one. This is a good one, family. All these are good. So get your paper and pen out. We're going to talk about some healing spells. And we're going to talk about some hex breaking spells. Right? We're going to talk about some protection. We're going to talk about a few things. All right? So this is called the Obatala healing spell. I had to write it down just so I can remember to tell you guys everything. All right? The Obatala healing spell. Okay? That's what this is called. Very powerful. And it does work. This is when you're people who are someone who needs healing. Someone who maybe just got finished with a surgery, or somebody who's wounded really bad, or somebody who's sick, right? They have an illness. You can actually give this to them, and this will work, all right? The things you're going to need is cascarilla powder. And if you don't know how to spell that, it's Cascarilla. All right? Cascarilla powder. A few pieces of coconut. This may be 4 or 5 pieces. A few pieces of coconut, white coconut. And a few chunks of cocoa butter. And you're going to put all this in a drawstring bag. A white drawstring bag. It could be silk. It could be cloth. Right? But it could be nylon, which is what I suggest the most, a nylon bag. If you can find your white nylon drawstring bag, you're going to put the cascarilla powder in there, the few 4 or 5 pieces of coconut, and a few chunks of cocoa butter, right? In a drawstring white bag. And what you're going to do, family, and I try to make these simple as I can without all these extra things, right? You're going to take that bag and you're going to set it at the head of that person, at the top of their head, like the headboard, or under their pillow, or every now and then you're going to, set it at the top of their head, right? And then like once an hour, you're going to take it and you're going to just draw it across their body. You're going to draw it up and down their body. This is already blessed with elements of Obatala. Okay? Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you can get an Obatala candle and charge it and ask Obatala to bless it. But you don't have to do that. It works well without it. But if you want to do that to add some more power, that's fine. This is Obatala healing spell. So you're going to put this bag under the person's head while they're sleeping, or above their head, right? While they're resting. And every now and then you're going to pass it over their body every hour. You're going to pick the bag up and just go up and down from the top of their head to the bottom of their toes, up and down. It's a very old voodoo spell. That is extremely powerful, family. And it works very, very well. Okay? It works very, very well. It's called the Obatala healing spell. And if you guys missed it, you guys can go back and watch the video again to see what I'm saying. All right. Like I said, I'm trying to find the ones with you need the less ingredients, but they're very powerful. Right. And there's very few of those. Another good one for good health. This is called the Acorn Good Health Spell. Okay. You want to carry an acorn, an odd number of acorns. So that could be 3, 6, 9, whatever. You want to carry an odd number of acorns in a green or red bag to maintain good health. So just by carrying acorns, which are very, very, grows very powerful trees, very powerful oak trees. You want to get an odd number of acorns and carry them in a red or green bag in your pocket, in your purse. I'd rather you put it in your pocket to maintain good health. Okay? It's called the Acorn Good Health Spell. Carry an odd number of acorns in a green or red bag to maintain good health. I'll be talking too much, y'all. Let me text my wife. Tell her to bring me some water. I'll let y'all write that down for a second. All All right. So those are the only 2 healing spells I want to give you. But they're very powerful. Don't sleep on them at all. The Obatala spell I've used, and the Acorn spell I have not used yet. But I know people who have used them, and they say it's very powerful. That's why I chose to give them to you. Right? We're going to go next to the Break a Hex spell. I have a video out there to show you guys how to break a hex and a curse. I'm going to give you guys another one to show you how. You go, oh, look at my wife. You going to see her video? Don't run, honey. You got to get on here eventually. Thank you. So, yes, family. Break a hex spell. Take a smoke bath with oak and juniper berries. The less clothes, the better. So one of the easiest ways, very old hoodoo spell, right, to break a hex on somebody is to, start a fire. You want to get you probably one of those little outside fire pit things. Put some oak wood in there and put a bunch of juniper berries in there. Okay? A bunch of juniper berries, family. The smoke that comes from that, you want to stand near that. You want to take a smoke bath with that. That will clean your aura and it will drive away evil spirits. It's called the so that's the break a hex, family. Right? That's the break a hex. All right. Another good one is run some bath water. Right? Don't fill the tub too high though, because you're going to pour something in there. This is one I've used before. Mix some boiling water with witchgrass. Yes, witchgrass is a real herb. Yes, witchgrass is a real herb. Okay, it has a long name. You can Google it. It's called witchgrass. So you want to run some bath water in a pot. A pot. You want to get some boiling water and put some witchgrass, in the boiling water. You can buy some witchgrass on Amazon. Look it up online. You can find some, right? And you want to pour once you put it in the boiling water, you want to pour that boiling water into the bathtub. Witchgrass is that powerful. Witchgrass is that powerful. You want to pour that into the bathtub, the witchgrass, the boiling water, all that, right? And you want to sit in that bathtub for at least 20 minutes. Before you get out, dunk your whole head under the water. Now, y'all know the other one I gave y'all for simple aura cleanse. I talk about that one all the time. The sea salt, the ginger and the lemon zest, right? So, family, that's a very powerful one. That's very simple, right? Boiling water and witchgrass. You want to bring that to a boil. Let the witchgrass soak in there. You're gonna make a almost like a stew out of it, and you want to pour that into a bathtub of water, and you want to sit in that water for 20 minutes. And you want to dunk your whole head in the water before you get out. Right? Very powerful hex breaking, simple spell without giving y'all all these extra herbs y'all got to get. Don't get it twisted. Those extra herbs ones are powerful too. But sometimes everybody don't got the time to find all these things. So I'm giving you guys some easy ones. Right? So I gave you guys a smoke bath, which there are many smoke bath hex breaking smoke bath for cleaning your auras and stuff like that. People don't know about that. A smoke bath is another way to cleanse your aura. And also to get things out of your aura. A smoke bath. That's right, family. So if you want to put some even simply, everybody use sage. Put a little sage in something that's smoking. And let that sage smoke hit you. right? That's very good too. All right, this is a very interesting one. This is for protection, right? Mostly for protection for your home. Okay, so if you want to do some real solid, powerful protection for your home, I even had my wife do this. Okay, at my old house, not this house yet, but my old house. This is very powerful, y'all. And let me tell y'all, when I've done a lot of spells for protection around my house. I know they worked because my next door neighbor, I won't tell all her business. She's had all kind of stuff. We were asleep one night, and somebody ran and tried to come to her house, and we heard boom. She shot her shotgun, right? A lightning bolt came from the sky and struck a huge oak tree in front of her house, cut it in half. Didn't touch my tree. Nobody comes to my house, near my house, nothing. And I remember we thought an airplane hit a piece of airplane hit somebody's house or something, right? So I jumped up, I ran and looked out the window. This happened like last year. No, this happened in 2020. I looked out the window, and all I saw was purple fire in the middle of this tree. That's how hot this thing cut the tree down. It was purple fire, family. So she's had a few issues over there. And it's crazy because she just bought a BMW. Just bought a brand new BMW truck, and all these pieces of wood and stuff just hit her truck. It was crazy, family. Me and my people's good, though. Been loose dogs. This was all kind of stuff. I lived on the edge of the city, right? I lived in a nice big house, but it was on the edge of the city. And we never had an issue. It was a nice neighborhood, but we never had an issue, family. So this is a spell that you guys are going to want to do. And if you're a brother, you're going to have to find a sister to do this for you that you trust, right? So this involves menstrual blood. Let me say this. I'm not a licensed professional. All these spells, if y'all want to do them, y'all do them at your own risk. I gotta say that now, because man, I think people are trying to find a reason to shut my YouTube channel off. So I gotta say allegedly and all that stuff now, right? So that's what that is. You do these at your own risk, family. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. I mean that. So this spell is a protection spell. And this spell requires you to take menstrual blood. It's called the menstrual blood protection spell. I want you to get some. I want y'all to get a little bit of period. Every time a woman has a period, I want you to take some of that period blood and only smear just a little bit of it on the front door. Right inside the door. You ain't even got to put it on the front door. You can put it on the front top corner or something like that. That's cool. Some menstrual blood on the night of a full moon makes it more powerful, right? But get some menstrual blood any night, and smear it on your front door. Smear some on your windows and smear some on your back door. All right? Smear some on all your doors and your windows. Menstrual blood has a lot of iron inside of it. And it is a super magical serum. Menstrual blood. Right? And they talked about in the book, The Serpent Grail. There's a book called The Serpent Grail. They talked about how they actually took this black lady's period blood and they actually found the tree of life. The literal tree of life symbol in her period blood. And then they found out it wasn't all the woman's period blood. So literally the tree of life, the Kabbalah tree of life is in the woman's period blood. Literally. Makes you think where they got it from, right? So, and this is why the alchemists back in the day, I'm not telling nobody to do this, right? But I'm just telling y'all what used to happen. They used to mix sperm and they used to mix period blood. They used to mix it together and they used to drink it. That was actually one of the elixirs of life, believe it or not. They used to take sperm and they used to take some menstrual blood and they would mix it together and drink it. It sounds disgusting, but these people were living for like 900 years. They would drink a little bit of that every day and they would live for like 900 years. So that's a real, one of the real things, family. That's one of the real elixirs of life. There's many elixirs of life. And I'm telling y'all to do that. So I want y'all to take some period blood, and it's a very powerful protection spell. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. When a woman's on her period, her aura is clear. Every negative thing gets away from a female when she's on her period. And I'm using the term female because that means for animals, that means for women, that means for birds, that means for everything that has a feminine attribute to it. When they're on their menstrual cycle, negative spirits get away from them because they have too much iron in the air, too much iron around them. The menstrual blood literally cleanses the aura, is what I'm telling y'all. It literally cleanses the aura. And on the night of a full moon, she is more powerful than any being on the planet. That's just the fact. As soon as the menstrual is off, all those spirits come right back. The aura literally goes back to normal. And all those spirits come back, the negative spirits. So if she had attaching spirits on her or demonic spirits, they all leave when she's on her menstrual cycle. And then they come right back because the aura goes back to normal. Right? That's actually one of the most powerful times spiritually when a woman's protected outside of her menstrual cycle is when she's pregnant, because the baby thickens the aura. I can always tell a woman's pregnant. Her aura is so big, right? It's so big and bright. And that's why people say, man, you glowing. You must be pregnant. That's what that is. The aura is glowing. So, very powerful spell, family. I've had my wife do it when we lived in our old house. Put it on all the windows. You ain't got to use a lot. Just a little tiny smear. A little tiny smear on the front doors and all that. And I'm telling you, it will keep away a lot of negative spirits, family. That's a fact. That's a fact, family. All right? Now, I'm going to give you guys what they call the guardian spell. This is called the guardian spell, right? The guardian spell is 9 herbs, right? 9 herbs. Now, if you mix these together and sprinkle them around your house, it will be like you fortifying your house on a whole nother level. And when you do this, you should sprinkle these around your plants. I gave this to my teacher, Imam, years ago. That's how long I knew this spell. I gave it. He was in the neighborhood he lived in. He was the only guy that had a garden, and he would have these raccoons and rabbits and stuff eating his vegetables and his fruits, right? So I gave him like a small mason jar full of the stuff, and he sprinkled it right around the gate. They never came in there again. They never came in there again. So I'm going to give you guys these very powerful. Now, these herbs must be mixed together. You mix these herbs together, and they are called the guardian spell. You must have all 9. And when you mix all 9 herbs together, it creates a force field wherever you sprinkle these. And so I recommend when you get this, sprinkle some near your front door, around your house. If you live in an apartment, put a little bit in your windows. Put a little bit in the corners of your house, just a little bit. It's called the guardian spell. Very powerful, right? I'm going to give you guys these 9 herbs. It protects against all spiritual and magical danger. So you want to get the first herb is called Bright Eye. Eye Bright. Right? It's called Eye Bright. Okay? Eye Bright is the first herb. The second herb is called Mallow. 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 And when you type some of these in, sometimes they'll be called other things as well. Right? Number 3 is mugwort. Mugwart. Mugwort. Right? The fourth one is a very famous herb people don't know about, called the self-heal, also called the heal all herb. So when you type in self-heal herb, you'll also see that it's called the heal all herb. Somebody said, do I have a herb garden? No, I don't. I want to have one soon, though. So the fourth one is called heal all or self-heal herb, right? Type in self-heal. Number 5 is called speedwell, the speedwell herb. Number 6 is St. John's wort. We all know about that one. That's a famous one. Right? Number 7 is Varian, Verain, Varian herb. Varian herb. 8 is called yarrow, Yarrow, yarrow. And the 9th one is called wormwood. We've heard of that herb before. That's another famous one. The 9th one is called wormwood. Right? So what you're going to do is you're going to get either a flower form or herb form, whatever, dried form. You're going to get these herbs and you're going to mix them all together. You're going to crush them in one of those little pot things, right? You're going to mix them all together. And you want to make a lot of this, right? So a lot of it, mix it all together. And once you mix these 9 herbs together, it literally creates an energy. And this is called the guardian spell. What you do is you walk around your house and you say words like, I know all negative energy, stay away from here. I want all low-level spirits, all ghosts, stay away from you. Say these things while you're dropping this around your house. Right around your house. You can also use this for when you're getting ready to cast a spell and you want to create a sacred space. You can also sprinkle this around. You don't have to sweep it up afterwards, but you can sprinkle this around in a circle. It works better than salt, to be honest with you. Very, very powerful. But I recommend, family, that you sprinkle this around your house. It's very powerful. It's called the guardian spell. 9 powerful herbs, family. Right? The next spell I want to give you guys is to enhance your power and to enhance your psychic power. So this will enhance your spiritual power and your psychic power, right? And it's very simple, right? What you want to do is run some bath water and mix some hoary hound herb. Hoary, H-O-R-E, hound. Get some hoary hound with boiling water into the tub and sit for 20 minutes. Hoary hound is also called the Horus energy, Horus plant, or Horus herb. This is one that I haven't done, but I gave it to people before and it has worked. Okay? It has worked. All right, it's very powerful. You can find this in different places, family. And from what I understand, just like I thought, they also have a candy version of this. But that's what you can do. You can get some hoary hound, okay? You can mix that in the bathtub, and that will increase your Horus energy. It'll make you more psychic. Let's see here. The next thing I want to show you guys is how to make what they call this is very popular in the hoodoo. When hoodoo people is about to go to war, when it's about to go down, they create something called war water. Okay? War water is very popular. So when you got smoke with another witch or another priest or priestess and y'all about to get busy on each other, it happens. War water is something that's very that's known, that a lot of witches and stuff will put down back in the ancient days. They would spray war water around their house. So they would know at least when they're in their house, a lot of things can't touch them. Right? It's called war water, right? I'm gonna tell you guys how to make that. It's very simple. I actually told you guys another version of this to protect your house, which is takes the iron nail, pyrite, and sprinkle it around your house. That's an old one I was telling you guys about. Get some get some rainwater, any type of rainwater, and put some iron nails in there with a pyrite. In my opinion, that's war water as well. That's just as powerful. That's good, So you guys can use that, and you want to spray that, shake that up, let it sit for like a day, pour some in a spray bottle, and spray it all around your house. That's a very powerful protection spell because that water becomes the iron and the water mixes together, right? I would even tell people to take that rainwater and heat it up a little bit and put the iron nails in there, because little tiny particles of iron will actually come off the iron and go into the water, right? And then you can put the pyrite in there, let it cool down, and then go around your house and spray with a spray bottle. Spray the edge, spray your front door. I would recommend your front doors and your windows first. Then if you want to take your time to go around spray, you could do that. So war water is very simple, but you have to do it on the night of the most powerful thunderstorm. The more powerful the thunderstorm, the more powerful the war water is, apparently. So when thunderstorms are very powerful, that's when people really, really want to do these things, right? You want to get a mason jar on the night of a very powerful thunderstorm, okay? On the night of a very powerful thunderstorm. And you want to put some iron nails in there, right? And a little bit of sea salt. Iron nails and a little bit of sea salt. And that's your war water right there. But I recommend what Brother Yosef told y'all last year. I think it was last year, the year before. To get some pyrite, some iron nails, and some rainwater, right? Mix that up and go around your house, spray your front door and all that stuff. That's very powerful protection. And what it looks like spiritually, it looks like a mist. So even when you spray the water, the iron and stuff just floats around. And I would say you have to do that probably once a month to go back outside and respray your house. Once a month. You know, you should always do spiritual check-ins with your, you know, spiritual updates with your surroundings. You know, make sure everything is where it needs to be and doing what it needs to do. Because whoever moves in my house, my old house, they ain't got a thing to worry about. There's so many contraptions and stuff I left around. You know, they ain't got nothing to worry about, right? So that's war water, family. And another one I want to give you, but the last one I'll give you guys. This is a good one. Then we'll get to some questions and answers. What if you mix dragon's blood and menstrual blood? That's cool, family. You can use that to write. I would use that to write things, to write spells out. I would use it for that. I've actually done that before. And you can write some very powerful affirmations and stuff on the night of a full moon and send them up. Right? So this is the crystal ball spell. I'm going to give you, this is something they teach in mystery school, y'all. I'm about to give y'all a mystery school secret. Something I've been doing for years. So if you want to become more psychic, family, right? If you want to actually, now people look in crystal balls, they can see stuff. If you want to learn how to do that, you're going to need to go buy a golden sheen obsidian ball. Go buy a golden sheen obsidian ball. I would say 2 inches or more. At least 2 inches or more. Golden sheen obsidian ball. If you can get a 5 or 6, 7 inch, that's cool. That's even better. The bigger the ball, the better, right? But don't go lower than 2 inches, please. Golden sheen. I know y'all talk about Brother Yosef. I thought you said obsidian is bad. Obsidian is bad. Golden sheen obsidian is something different. All right, golden sheen. It's called golden sheen. It has little sparkles of gold. Looks like all over the obsidian ball. And every night, y'all, I want y'all to put this in the window. So set it outside. Even if you don't see the moon, just set it outside or put it in the window somewhere. You're going to need to charge it in the moonlight. On the night of a full moon, you better have it out there. It's going to get so much energy on the night of a full moon. So you're going to charge your psychic ball under the moonlight, not with the sunlight. Never charge it with the sunlight. Charge it with the moonlight. And then you're going to put it away. And when you're not using it, get a small cloth, you know, and just going to cover it up. You know, leave it somewhere like on your desk or up on a shelf somewhere. Leave it somewhere. And just cover it with a cloth when you're not using it. But every time I would say once or twice a week, go in there and just look at the ball. And what you're going to start to see is the golden stuff is going to start looking milky. It's going to start moving. The golden stuff inside the obsidian golden shear, the golden shear stuff is going to start looking milky. It's going to look like it's moving. And you will actually start to see faces. You will actually start to see different things inside the obsidian ball. Now, you can also use crystal, quartz crystal, right? Use a quartz crystal ball. Don't use a black obsidian ball. Don't use tourmaline. Use the ones I'm telling y'all. Use a quartz crystal ball or use a golden sheen, right? I have both. And you can look and look at the future if you want. If you're really good, you can see the future in that thing. You can see the past. You can see your ancestors, right? You can see extraterrestrials. That's right. You can see extraterrestrials in there. So get a golden sheen obsidian ball, once again, charge it under moonlight as much as you can, and at least twice a week, look at it for at least 30 minutes. You know, and that's your practice, and it will help you become more psychic. It will help your psychic abilities, family. All right. So that's something. And what we'll do another live stream as well, and I'll give y'all some more. Okay. I'll give y'all some more. So hope y'all wrote those down. Hope y'all wrote those down. So if y'all have questions, we can get into that, family. We can get into that. So, to answer the, and then I'll do a video deeper on this in the future, right? But it's not the most important thing to me. So to answer the question about Allah, what you're looking at is the goddess Ninti. It's an Anunnaki. There's a story of Enki and Ninti. Enki or Enki is supposed to be Yahweh. This he represents the masculine energy. Ninti is supposed to be the feminine energy, his rib, but at the same time, she represents the moon and the the feminine energy. And Allah is a moon deity. That's why you have the sun, the crescent, the crescent moon and the stars and all that stuff. When you're looking at the Nation of Islam, their hat and stuff. I don't like to get too deep because I want nobody challenging me. If you don't believe it, you don't believe it. I don't care, right? But I want to give people something to study and understand. Ninti is actually the goddess, or what they call Allah. It's actually a feminine energy. And she left a piece of her spaceship down here on Earth that has a piece of her energy in it, and that's where they have the Kaaba stone. So the Kaaba stone actually has it's a meteorite, but it's also a piece of a spaceship. The Kaaba stone. So when people are circling that, they actually are worshiping Ninti. Just like when you worship Yahweh, you worship an Enki, or like some people say, it's Enlil. Whatever you choose, right? But all these religious deities are actually Babylonian, Sumerian deities. That's what they are. The Bible says that Abraham left his land in Chaldea, in Chaldea, which is in part of Babylon, right? And he took one of his gods with him. Excuse me, not Babylon, Samaria. And he took one of the gods with him, which happened to be Yahweh. Right? Some people actually say it was, now I'm only saying this because I'm trying not to debate, right? I'm going to say it like this, though. Some people say that he actually took Jehovah with him. Jehovah was a war god. You do the research deep enough. Jehovah was a war god, right? So he wanted blood all over the altar and everything. He wanted all the blood and everything. But these guys that these people used to talk to, they used to sit up in ships. And when you really break down the story of Enoch, you understand that he was talking about spaceships. The book of Enoch said, I saw angels sitting in their houses. He's talking about spaceships, family. Stuff that, if that man was alive back then, he couldn't understand. But what you got to understand, Enoch himself was Anunnaki. That's right. Enoch himself was Anunnaki. So I just wanted to explain that and help you guys understand that, right? So I wanted to answer that question, family. I'm about to kill this mosquito. This thing's been tearing me up, family, for the past week. This mosquito, right? I'm not one of them Buddhists that believe in don't kill insects. He got away. You know what I'm saying? He probably already bit me. So yeah, family. That's what that is. That's what that is, family. I'm gonna kill that mosquito though. He done gave Brother Yosef like 4 or 5 bites already. Let's see here. Yes, everybody, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Is Malachite connected to the Malachim angels? No. Not at all, family. Somebody said, what's the last herb for the guardian spell? Okay, since you only talking about the last one, I'll give it to you. The last herb was wormwood. Worm, W-O-R-M wood. W-O-O-D. Wormwood, family. All right? Wormwood. Let's see here. Who are one or two of the most powerful entities in the higher dimensions when it comes to spiritual combat? That's a good question. I can't really answer that question because I know that there's entities I never heard of that are powerful in the spiritual dimension. We've heard of the popular ones, right? But without a shadow of a doubt, one of them is Michael. And that's not even his real name. We call him Michael, right? We think he looks like a guy with blonde hair and long hair. He's strong. The truth is, I gave y'all the evidence of what, not evidence, let me rephrase that. I gave y'all the science of what Michael actually is in Atlanta. I broke all that down. I went deep into the angels and the Anunnaki. Even talked about Inky's mother, right? And talked about how he was able to put souls into a body. I broke all that down, family. All right? I got to get with Brother Dreamwise and buy that lecture. Let's see here. Would using iron steer away ancestor spirits? It steers away spirits on a low frequency. So your ancestors, believe it or not, family, they're not supposed to be hanging around you. Right? Now, a psychic can see them around you because your ancestors live inside your body. They live inside your DNA. But dead people, which ancestors are, dead people are not supposed to be hanging around you. Now, if they're higher solar beings or higher spiritual beings, they can hang around you because iron and stuff won't really drive them away. But I think us, especially as Black people, we have this thing where we want to believe that all of our ancestors are highly spiritual people. And they're not. Because, and what I mean by that is, a lot of our ancestors for the last 400 years went to church. They was Christians. So the ones that we know of, you know what I'm saying? The ones that we know of are usually religious. They were in Islam or Catholicism. They were Christians. And, you know, those are the ones we know of, family. So the ones that we don't know, and some of you guys are lucky because some of you guys are raised in Ifa and Voodoo, and you guys actually have ancestral spirits that are spiritual. And they actually do come around. I'm talking about the people who we know our grandmama and granddaddy was Christians. We can't have them just hanging around because they don't have the consciousness to really understand how to evolve. And they're just going to feed on our energy without even trying because of the energy that they represent. Okay? That's what that is, family. This is what that is. All right? So I want you guys to understand that. So the iron would drive away all low-level frequency spirits. All right? Why is everyone feeling like giving up, family? What was it, the past Mercury retrograde, or is it bigger than that? It was definitely the past retrograde. A lot of people had this giving up energy. It was crazy. Every month I talk to a lot of people. I'm not going to say how many. A lot of people. Some people, the consultations are just questions and answers. And some people, they're going through things. Every month people go through things. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm here for. I want you guys to really know that I'm here to help. That's really my job. I'm commissioned by the Spirit to do that. So don't ever think you bothering Brother Yosef. I can't. That's what I'm here to do. I can't get away from my job, right? I'm here to help and to give any intelligence and guidance I have to make you feel better and to help your situation. So yes, there's a few people who I had to encourage not to give up because, you know, I had to tell them, hey, when you feel like giving up, you're doing something right. And it ain't you that's making you feel that way. It's something else making you feel that way because it can't defeat you. Couldn't kill you. Couldn't do none of that stuff. So It's trying to make you give up, family. That's what it's doing. So yeah, be encouraged. That last retrograde was rough. I think it's over today. I think today was the last day, family. So tomorrow is all good. You know, and I know about the shadow and all that stuff, but you know. He said I'd be at war with the mosquitoes every night and metaphysically fighting them. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and a mosquito, there is a mosquito. Some of the insectilians do look like mosquitoes. Some people think they all look like grasshoppers. No, some of them look like flies. Some look like mosquitoes. Right? That's a fact. It's crazy because once you see a mosquito, you think you feel them on you all the time. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Um, Also, how can you explain how we still connect with our ancestors even if they are been reincarnated? Because okay, that's a good question, J Dub. The way you connect with your ancestors is because when they die, they leave a piece of their spirit behind the astral body, right? It's a piece of the sliver of the spirit in it. They leave that uh what can we call it? That piece, let's call it that piece of themselves behind an astral plane. So if your ancestors are still feeding you, there's a part of you from hundreds of years ago that still exists in the astral plane. You don't know it's you. That's why we tell people a lot of things that be chasing you in your dreams, a lot of people you be seeing in your dreams, they're parts of you. You know, you may be in a dream and somebody start holding your hand or they start trying to talk to you. That could be you from past life. A part of your astral form that you don't remember from past life. Yeah. So that's how that happens, family. So the soul goes on, but they leave a piece of their spirit behind in the astral plane. That's what the astral form is. And if you don't feed it by giving it energy or even thinking about it, you know, like the movie Coco, if you don't think about your ancestors, they die off. Because what happens is that piece of the spirit becomes a thought form after a while. And if you don't, and they start living off of thoughts. If you don't even think about it, it dies off. It doesn't really die off, it just disintegrates and whether it goes back to the first dimension. So that's kind of how that goes, family. Are there differences or similarities between the mythology of Lord Indra and actual personal experiences you have seen or been through as him? Uh, okay, that's a good question. So, yes. So, okay. So this is what I realized, right? There's different versions of Indra, Lord Indra. There's versions of Lord Indra where he's very immature and he gets punished a lot. And he makes mistakes. I believe that because all your spiritual father and mother is the same spiritual father and mother in all your lifetimes. I believe I made a lot of those mistakes earlier when I was an early soul. I was that version of Indra. And then there's other versions of Indra where he is praised for being, you know, this great being, right? And trust me, I know because the Rig Veda, you know what I'm saying? This is something I'm into, right? And this part, look, they got a part right here. Who is Indra, right? And they go on and just praising Indra's name, right? The God who had insight in the moment he was born, the first of who protected the gods with his power and thought, before those who without breath and two worlds have trembled of the greatness of many powers. He who killed the serpent, his name is Indra, and loosened the seven rivers. He who drove away the cows. I mean, this goes on and on and on, praising the name of Indra. And then you can read in other stories in the Rig Veda and other stories that how Indra made mistakes. How he was a young, foolish Indra. And there became different versions of Indra. Right? So I am Lord Indra now in his more evolved form. That's what I've learned. And I found a version of Indra where he was a chubby guy in what you call Sri Lanka. You ever heard of Sri Lanka where they got those in India? I think it's Cambodia or something like that, where they got they have a bunch of Buddhas with all Bantu knots. They look just like this person behind with the Bantu knots and all that stuff, right? And there was a lot of people there with chubby faces, but they worshipped Indra there. Out of all the places they worshiped Indra, all the way down there, he was one of the gods that they worshipped. And I put up that picture sometime of him as a chubby deity. He was a chubby, heavyset deity. That's how he was worshipped in that country. So there's many types of Indras. There's even female Indras, right? Indra has a wife, right? So there's many versions of Lord Indra. My wife is actually the goddess Isis. And she's had, I'm trying to get her to come on here, y'all. She's so shy. But she had versions of Isis literally flew into our room, talking to her, having conversations and all kind of stuff like that. And she said Isis was the most beautiful person she ever seen. Right? But she's the daughter of Isis. Her spiritual mother is Isis. And her spiritual father, I think, is Pan. I can't remember. But she deals with her spiritual mother right now in her life. Her spiritual father was in her life earlier. So, to answer that question, there's been many similarities now with me and Lord Indra in his more exalted form. Indra being a leader. Indra being a one who defeats demons. One who helps. You know, he's called the Great Helper. Indra is also considered a Christ figure. You know what I'm saying? An anointed figure, right? One who is sent. One who protects the gods in all those forms. So, yes, there's many similarities now in my life in Lord Indra. And when I first started studying him, I only saw the earlier stuff. And I'm like, I'm not this guy. You know, that's not me at all. I'm not foolish like that. And I learned that Indra grew up, right? Indra changed. And I'm his more evolved form. So, yes. In the anime Noragami, the main character had to choose what kind of god he wanted to be. A god of destruction or a god of big blessings? Do we at some point need to choose also what we are? That's a good question. Unity Gaming, that's a good question. Because what type of god you're going to be is already chosen. That's right. So whatever type of god your spiritual mother is, your spiritual father is, their job is to make sure you become the new god. Everybody watching this video right now is supposed to become the new gods of the universe. All of you. I don't care how many times you mess up, how many times you find a bad relationship, how many times you go through the wrong thing. Eventually, you're going to find out that you are a real goddess or a real god, and you're going to become who you're supposed to be in one of your lifetimes. When you reach the higher heights, family, you're already a god. So I want you guys to understand this. You're not living a human life trying to become a god. You're not living a human life trying to become a dragon. You're not living your human life trying to be perfect. You already are perfect. You just don't remember, right? You don't remember how to be who you are. You already are a goddess. You just don't remember. So your biggest problem, you already are a dragon, right? You're different beings on different levels. You have a problem called amnesia. This amnesia blocks you. That's what's happening. That's what's going on, family. So you came from perfection to unperfection. Amnesia caused it. So you're not trying to become something. I want you to understand that the God that you're going to be, you already were that God. It's one of the unknown gods. It's one of the unknown gods that we don't even know about yet. That's who you are. So you come from perfection to unperfection. You don't have to struggle to become. You just have to remember. So your job down here is to pick up all these different books and different things like this, and you sitting down here, you're trying to put the different pieces together. And then when you practice, you become more of what you are. And you chose this. All right? So that's a good question, family. You already are. Do you get rewards for overcoming things like life? Let's say you get to find a true love for overcoming certain obstacles in life. That's a good question. So you already, if you have a soulmate or a twin flame, they already are yours. That's what I'm telling y'all. You already have these things. The thing is, you guys have to work to become prime example. People in life, people struggle with different things, family. I know people. I got a cousin, man. When she was little, when she was young, she used to find my cousin Jasmine. I swear, we used to be walking down the street sometimes, she would just find money. I'm not even joking. Money would literally blow towards her, right? And she didn't have the best childhood coming up. She had a good childhood though. Aunties and stuff took care of her. My mom took, so she was taken care of. She's protected. But Jasmine always had, like, she always was financially good. Even in high school, I remember she got a job at Xerox or Kodak or something like that. In high school, was making all this money and was able to buy all these nice clothes. And I was like so jealous. Like, man, cuz, and it's my mother's twin sister's daughter. Like, man, you just, cuz you got it. How does she, I just sit back sometimes, how does she do it? That's something in life she already mastered in a past life. So she don't struggle with that in this life. You see, what you struggle with is something you need to overcome. Some people struggle with relationships. They struggle finding a good mate. That's because they haven't mastered it yet. Some people struggle with health because they haven't mastered it yet. Some people don't struggle. They fitness gurus, but they may have money problems. They fitness gurus, but they can't find somebody to love. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has something that they're working on, right? Your job is to find out what you struggle with and overcome that. Whatever it is you struggle with, you need to overcome it. So me and my wife has been together so many lifetimes. We don't even argue. We have very strong disagreements, and that's it. We don't even argue. We have disagreements. We ain't perfect, right? We have disagreements. But earlier when we was dating, oh yeah, we yell at each other and everything. We was young, 20, 21 years old. We was young. But at the same time, we grew from that and we start remembering things about ourselves. Oh, we don't gotta fight. Oh, you a soft person, sensitive. I'm an understanding person. We could work this out. We start remembering things about our relationship. And to this day, it's just like a match made in heaven. We don't have to, you see what I'm saying? But there was other things that Brother Yosef had to overcome outside of that. So that's what I'm telling y'all. There's no person that you don't get rewarded for doing something right down here. Everything you have, you already have. Master Gibson talked about one time how every human being is born with billions of dollars. Every human being is born with billions of dollars, but there's demons that steal your money every day from getting you to make negative thoughts. Turn the wrong way, you just missed that $100 that was on the floor. There's demons that steal your money every single day. So there's demons that steal your money. Don't you think there's demons that steal your love life? There's demons that steal your health? Absolutely. So what do you struggle with? That's the question you got to answer. Whatever you struggle with, that's what you're here to overcome. Okay. Have you been to the atomic? Are you trying to say atomic dimension? I've been to the quantum realm. If that answers your question. Peace, bro. Joseph, have you ever used the Key of Solomon, Lesser Key of Solomon? And if so, how have they helped you spiritually? Okay, so I used to use those things earlier in my magical that I thought I needed them. You don't need them. Those are very old forms of magic that don't work no more. I'm just gonna tell the truth. You don't need them. I haven't used those things in probably, let me see, I've been conscious since 2007. I haven't used those things since like 2009, 2010. But I started realizing the truth about a lot of things. Right? Can you use some of them if you are a very good magician? Yes. But I recommend there's other things you could study, family. Because the thing is, how do those things help you evolve? That's the question you always got to ask yourself. If I'm studying mudras and I'm studying the Lesser Keys of Solomon, can the Lesser Keys of Solomon help me evolve? Or can mudras help me evolve? That's what you got to ask yourself. And I started realizing that earlier in my spiritual walk. It's like I start remembering, oh, go with what makes you evolve. So I left that alone. I got tons of books on it. I can explain it, I understand it, but I would say it hasn't really helped me when I started studying. I just understood it. I used to wear the necklaces and all that stuff, So I would say focus on what makes you evolve, family. Mike Ultra, how's your day been? My day has been good, family. My day has been good. Can't complain, family. Can't complain. Talks about something called the God self, which is basically bigger than and worship the divine higher self. I think my God self is able to come in. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Good evening. Yep. The other night I dreamed about dragon and a horse flying over my house. Okay, that you could be connected to those, family. You could be connected to those, family. The dragon was talking to me, but I can't remember what he or she was saying. That's usually how it goes with dragons. It takes a lot of high conscience to remember what dragons are saying to you, family. What does it mean when dragonflies always flying near you? And thanks for the previous answer. Um, so what it means, dark beautiful one. What it means when dragonflies are always flying near you is that's fairy energy. That means fairy energy is very close. That means that you could be a fairy, some type of fairy, but dragonflies are a symbol that fairy energy is around. Fairy energy is around, family. Do you know anything that can help with anger issues? Yes, shadow work. I know that. I know you might not like to hear that, but that's what it is. Anger issues have to be dealt with because what it is, family, it could be two things. It could be that you're dealing with an attaching spirit. You may have an attaching spirit on you that's causing you to be angry all the time, or you may have issues from your past that's causing you to be angry. Right? If you have an attaching spirit, you can drive it out by changing the way you think. Right? Practicing being positive. Get away from everybody that makes you angry, everything that makes you angry. Get away from it and practice being positive. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes, and it becomes a part of your everyday life. You literally tell your subconscious mind, "This is all I want. It's positivity," and it creates it for you. I know because I used to be angry all the time when I was depressed. My anger used to make me depressed, and I used to be in church, so I used to hide it. But I hated people. I was in church and I hated people, right? Because I went through so much abuse from people in my earlier ages, right? And my wife did as well. So I hated people, but I used to hide it in church. But I was always angry, right? Just come home, kick the cat, all kind of stuff. I had to get that out of me, and I practiced it being positive, right? Spiritual growth saved me. The book Spiritual Growth. What does it mean when you dream? What does it mean when you dream about someone you never met, but you watch them in the other realm platform? In the dream, we were meditating, and once you wake up, the energy is with you all day. That means that you probably knew that person in another life, family. You probably know that person in another life. You never met them, but there's something about them. People tell me all the time when they get on a consultation with me for the first time, "I feel like I know you, brother Yosef. I feel like I met you before." Yeah, some of y'all was my students. I used to be a teacher in Egypt. All right, love and light as well. Will you be the copy of yourself left, or will you be the soul that goes on for another life? So the soul has its own identity. You will not be your soul that goes on to another life. You will look totally different. You will look like something else. But you will recognize yourself, if that makes sense. You just don't know that you recognize yourself. The part of you that stays behind, it becomes the astral body. That part of you. But you go on, family. The soul, however the soul chooses to look, it goes on as that into another life. And chooses a new body. Or it chooses a new realm to live in. Hopefully, I can help everybody on this who watch this video to go to another realm when they die, or transition. Let's say transition. When we transition out of here, let's go to another realm. We don't want to do this earth stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with this earth stuff. I know I've had readings and spiritual beings tell this is my last life down here. So y'all better soak it up. Y'all better soak it all up now. This is my last life. I'm never coming back after this, family. I don't know how high up I'm gonna go, but I ain't coming back to Earth. I'm gonna miss everybody, but I gotta go. You know. I have dreams about dangers coming from the sky and telling me that everyone is damned and it is here to pass judgment. Just just me being crazy? No. There's already been things coming from the sky that has been setting judgment to planet Earth. Right? There's already been things coming from the sky that has been setting judgment. Um, one of the things is every time we have a solar eclipse, something comes from another universe to this universe. A solar eclipse is literally a portal. They call it the Ring of Fire. It's a portal from another dimension. And beings can come to the dark beings, as taught by Master Gibson, can come to this realm um, from other dimensions, and they have a purpose when they come here. So we've already been being judged from the sky, right? Since 2012, the Earth has been ending, and 2020 is the real 2012. So we've already had chaos, and come on, y'all. World almost got shut down in 2020. It's been bad. We've seen it. Right now, it's time to take things to the next level. The Earth is about to turn into something totally new, and the so-called powers that be, the whole thing is gonna get changed. The whole regime is gonna get changed, family. Once again, for anybody just coming in, they shut up. They gave my YouTube channel a strike again, so I'm shut down for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be starting a new YouTube channel. I'm gonna be sending my videos over there, and I'm also gonna be uploading new videos and stuff over there as well, in case they shut down my main channel. 60 something thousand subscribers is good, but hey, if I gotta start all over, it is what it is. Because it's not about subscribers to me; it's about helping the people. So as long as I can help the people again, I'm good with that. Any recommendations on protection when working around or in schools? Yes. So what you want to do, family, is you want to take spiritual baths at least once a week when you're dealing with something like that. You want to take spiritual baths at least once a week. You also want to make sure that you also want to make sure that you you want to take your spiritual baths, and you also want to make sure that you carry some type of spiritual amulet on you. That's going to raise your frequency and keep your frequency high. So if you're working in schools or hospitals or any place where there's a lot of people, sometimes the little kids, they come to school with stuff on them. You want to carry something. Like I recommend wearing a Sri Yantra, one of Master Gibson's medallions, or some type of helm of all. And you want to make sure you take a spiritual bath once a week. That will give you some good protection. All right. Does being an overdue baby, being born late, mean that you didn't want to incarnate? No, that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that. It means that you're just supposed to come down on a certain time. You're making sure you come down on that time. Is Vishnu the creator? Vishnu can be seen as the creator. Brahma's the creator, but it's a lot of creators. So you can't say the creator because there's many creators, family. But Vishnu can be seen as one of the creators, yes. I've been taking Haritaki, and in my dreams, I can remember things like, oh, I don't eat meat, and I'll remember not to eat it in my dreams, but I'm not fully lucid. Any tips, or just being patient? Haritaki sometimes can take a while to work if you got it. For one kid, I remember it took months. And what it's doing, family, is cleaning your energy out. All right. So be patient with the Haritaki. It will work. If it doesn't work, you can also go to Trace Mineral Drops. Trace Mineral Drops did it for me before the Haritaki. Remember that. Trace Mineral Drops. All right. So the Haritaki opens you up to lucid dreaming, but you need energy as well. So make sure you're doing your sun gazing and your energy work, family, and you should be good. Trust me. Trust me. When we die, do false ancestors appear? Or can it be actual ancestors as well? Or with a higher conscious does the trickery do not apply? Well, a lot of times when you die, you don't see nobody. That's a trick. People tell you, "Oh, I saw my great grandma." Sometimes great grandma them already moved on, or they somewhere else. A lot of them never got help, so they still weak, right? So your ancestors not really waiting because they need energy. And if you haven't been feeding them energy, they're still weak, and it could take them at least a year or two to really pump themselves up. So a lot of times when you pass away, family, you're by yourself. And I know because I've seen it People pass away, they walk to the light, and they just in a realm when they by themselves. Eventually, yes, you can run into ancestors and stuff like that, but a lot of times when you pass away, family, you're by yourself. Ain't no tricks. Because there's no reason to trick you after that. Some people go straight to the underworld, straight to the hell states. A lot of their ancestors ain't down there. You know what I'm saying? They don't know they're in the hell states, though. It's always dark, it's always cold. They don't know they're in a hell state. Right? It's very sad, too, when you see people like that. It breaks my heart because they don't know. That's the most messed up part. That's why I tell y'all, listen to what I'm telling y'all, man, and understand, oh, Brother Joseph, he's talking about, okay, it's cold, it's dark. I didn't do something right. Let me say the Anemochoic, which I've been telling y'all to learn, and get myself out of here. The Anemochoic, if you learn it by heart, it can lift you out of hell states. Yes. In the Anisa Vajay Dharani. It can lift you in the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic. Not in English, but in Aramaic. Those are divine world prayers that can lift you out of hell states. So if you can do yourself a favor, before you pass away, learn the Anemochoic, please. So if you ever don't do something right and you end up in the lower realm, or you couldn't take it no more, you committed suicide or something like that, you need to get out of the lower realms, there you go. That's what you need to do, family. All right? Learn that Anemochoic. Do I see a cashless society coming? Yes, absolutely. We will have a cashless society eventually, family. That's a fact. We will. Yep, okay. Let me scroll down a little bit. See somebody I ain't see yet. Let me see. I appreciate you too, family. Appreciate y'all. I had a dream I was going up on a temple castle in the sky. It was dark. Red lightning in the sky. I walked up, and a very tall man. He was standing like a statue. He had a shield and a weapon. Okay, I'm not sure who that was, family. But if he didn't try to attack you, it probably was just an entity that was there. I've seen entities that was part of buildings. I've seen entities that was just running around tormenting people. I've seen entities that were just walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was in the hell state and I heard people, yelling and crying and stuff like that. The lowest parts. You never want to go down there because when I tell y'all, it's nothing but sand down there, and it's black, it's dark. Not only is it cold and sand, but the sand feel like wet sand. So you feel like it's water around, but it ain't no water. The sand feel like wet sand. You know, and a lot of times people barefoot, they walking around. And one time I was walking around, I seen this big ugly thing, man. The head, from what I remember, looked something like a horse head. I can't remember I don't know what it was. I don't remember what type exactly because I didn't want to look at it. And it's funny because it was trying to walk towards me real slow. And every time I walked toward it, I just walked around, you know what I'm saying? You know, walked another way, you know what I mean? Like, I got up out of there. Like, I ain't down here for this, man. But it was part of my training, you know what I'm saying? Part of something I had to learn. I can come back and tell y'all. Yes, just like the movie Actual City. Yep. Very good movie. Isn't religion the best? Isn't religion then the best way to get saved from lower realms and also go to your God dwelt with instead being alone in afterlife? No, religion is not the best way, family. You gotta understand when I talk about the Anemochoic, it's not religion. Anisa Vajay Dharani is not religion. The Lord's Prayer in Aramaic is actually older than it is. Jesus never existed. You know what I'm saying? This is prayers. I brought up the Lord's Prayer, and we're not talking about religion, family. We're talking about speaking things in a certain language that came from something else. Right? Even if you throw out the Lord's Prayer, the Anisa Vajay Dharani and the Anemochoic are two very powerful prayers. We're not talking about religion, family. All right? So when you talk about going to God, there's many gods. So no, once again, religion is not the best way to get saved from a lower realm. No. Because when I say hell state, that's what I'm calling it so you understand it. That's not what it is. There's no such thing as hell. I call lower realms hell states so people can understand them, family. So we're not talking about heaven and hell. And that question goes to sick of you, Yaya Berry. We're not talking about heaven and hell here. We're not talking about religion, family. There's no religion is a lie. There's no such thing as Allah, like or as a God. There's no such thing as Jesus Christ. There's no such thing as God the Father. There's many gods. All right. Hi, brother Joseph. Any updates on extraterrestrials? Ruben, you stay asking me about that. There's always updates, family. I can't talk about it all the time. Yes, I've been past the ice walls once, and I talked about that one time. When I went past it, it was very hot, extremely hot. I think I talked about seeing the green people and the blue people over there. How the cities were very advanced. I saw that. Yes, absolutely. And the wall family is invisible. You don't know it's there. So even when you go, if you was able to get on the ice wall and walk on top of it, you still wouldn't see the shield that's around the globe. It's technology. And what I found out as well is that the ice wall is not ice. It was put there. It's not all ice. It's some type of material, family, that looks like ice. Right? So this is all technology, family. All right. Let's see here. I'm about to get off here in a minute, y'all. Was your wife amazed when you made the cloud disappear? Not really. My wife is one of them people that she doesn't. I have to really get her hyped up on something for her to be amazed. But I have done things that amazed her. Absolutely. Yep. But she thought it was cool. I don't think she was just waking up. Like when I did that video, she just woke up like 2 weeks before that. So she was still trying to process metaphysics. And she didn't really understand. Now she's seen UFOs and everything in the sky. So, I told y'all the most incredible one was one that came down to a stoplight right in front of us and then flew back into the clouds. Can you spell those prayers you mentioned? Okay, I talked about those prayers a lot. I cannot spell them. Because I don't. Let me see. The Nisa Vajaya Durrani, I can't spell that one. I'm sorry. Let me see. Okay, the Anabacoic is spelled ANA space BEKOACH. ANA space BEKOACH. Anabacoic. All right? Anabacoic. Let's see here. Manisa Vajaya Durrani. Having a hard time spelling that one, family. But it's out there. Get the Anabacoic and you can't lose. Just get the Anabacoic, family. It's actually the easiest one to learn. All right. There you go. Somebody put it out. Somebody put it in the chat. UNISA VIJAYA DHARANI. There you go, family. Somebody put it in there. So you want the Anabacoic. The Anabacoic is spelled ANA BEKOACH. Anabacoic. All right. Anabacoic. Let's see if I can put this on the screen for you. That's how you spell it. All right. Hopefully it wasn't backwards. That's how you spell it, family. That's how you spell it. All right, family. I'm about to get ready and get off of here. So you purchase trace mineral drops. You want to take, if you got a gallon of water, I recommend taking it like this. Get you a gallon of water and put 20 drops in a gallon of water. 20 drops. Just drops. That's it. Not a spoonful. Just drop 20 drops in there because it's very salty. You can also just look on the back of the bottle. A lot of times the bottle will tell you how much to add to it. But I know when I got him, I was putting 20 drops in a gallon of water. I'll shake that bad boy up and I just drink the water every day. I just drink that water every day and it give you all the minerals you need. Trace mineral drops. All right. I drink spring water. I don't drink distilled water, family. I drunk mine, and I'll be honest, when I first started drinking it was sink water. Because I couldn't afford spring water, you know what I'm saying? Or even distilled water. So I was drinking mine in sink water and it was still working. But I filtered the water. So I had a water filter. I had one of those water filters, Brita filters. I filtered the water, put the 20 drops in there and drank it. That's how I did it, family. And then I started using spring water. All right. Okay, let me see. Somebody said Dolores Cannon said that Jesus was extraterrestrial. There was a man named Rabboni Yahshua that was walking around during those times that was considered the Jesus figure. That's a fact. So there was a Jesus figure, but his name was not Jesus. He didn't look how people thought he looked, and his story didn't go the way people thought it was. But there was a man named Rabboni Yahshua who was a real teacher in those days. A real teacher, family. That's a fact. And yes, that person, Rabboni Yahshua, was an Anunnaki. He was an extraterrestrial. He came down to teach. A lot of the Anunnaki sent a lot of their younger brothers and sisters down to be teachers down here as well. You know, a lot of the famous people you see down here was Anunnakis, Buddha and all those guys, right? So they can influence humanity and give us the things we needed. But a lot of times, a lot of people also was reptilians. A lot of your religious figures were reptilians, right? So yes. All right, family. I'm gonna go chill with the family before my daughter goes to bed. She might be in bed now, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna go get with her. You know, it's always a pleasure talking to y'all. So yes, y'all see some changes coming up soon. I'm saving. I've saved the majority of my YouTube videos, but I'm saving. I'm backing them up again, so I can have all my YouTube videos. In the future, if somebody want to buy them all, they can. Also, I could just re-upload them on a new channel. I could just keep re-uploading my videos. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, that's coming out, family. So they can't stop Brother Yosef. They shut my channel off. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to just get back to it in a different way. That's all. So, yes, can't stop me. So, look, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video. All right? And we'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about in the next video, family. But y'all always know I got some. I'm going to tell y'all the YouTube video I was going to do was on griffins. I was going to hit YouTube in the head with a griffin video. I might have to just do it on here. You know what I'm saying? I might have to just give y'all the griffin video. Or I might save it for YouTube. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. But griffins and certain spiritual, what people call monsters, but spiritual beings and mythological beings are not talked about a lot. So I was going to talk about the griffin. But I might just talk to y'all, y'all about it. So, and give y'all some information on that. All right? So, yes. I love y'all. And I'm going to holler at you guys in the next video. Peace, family.